The Cherokee Nation is collecting old documents, pictures, and artifacts from descendants of freedmen. Freedmen were African American men and women who were formerly slaves of the tribe. Some of the items submitted will be in an exhibit at the Cherokee National History Museum in downtown Tahlequah. News on 6's Amy Slanchik shows us what has been submitted so far.
Cherokee Citizens of Freedmen descent have turned in about 25 submissions so far, and the Cherokee Nation is encouraging people to go through their attics and basements and look for any pieces of history they'd like to consider donating.
I love the photos.
At the Cherokee National Research Center, Deborah Fritz is showing Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. what families are sharing about their ancestors. Pictures, Dawes Rolls interviews, and other documents that share the story of Cherokee Citizens of Freedmen descent.
This is a Civil War Memorial Museum honoring Rufus Vann.
Fritz is talking directly with families as the Cherokee Nation works to put together an exhibit at its history museum.
They're so happy to have their story told.
One thing the tribe says will be in the exhibit is this painting depicting Stick Ross. He was a freedman who served on the Cherokee Nation Council before the turn of the 20th century.
I think Stick Ross's picture reminds us that freedmen were part of the civic life of the Cherokee Nation.
Allotment records, copies of photographs.
Chief Hoskin Jr. says growing up, he didn't learn about the Cherokee Nation's history of slavery.
And that's what this Freedmen History Project aims to do, is to change that, because we really do have to embrace and understand all of our history, even those really difficult chapters, the enslavement of other human beings, their emancipation, and this path to reconciliation we're on.
The tribe plans to open the exhibit this summer and has extended its submission deadline to March 4th, hoping more will come in.
So we need to understand that it takes a while sometimes for families to come forward with these very precious records.
And those records, whether used in the exhibit or not, the Cherokee Nation says will be preserved for future generations. In Tahlequah, Amy Slanchik, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.